Well, Dr. Roberto Canessa joins me now. It is so good to see you. It really is. And the book is called I Had to Survive, How a Plane Crash in the Andes Helped Me to Save Lives, because you have gone on to save lives. You've had a remarkable life. But going back to that, you were just a kid. You're still a teenager. And you must have thought at the time, how am I going to survive this? How do I get through?
Yes, of course, yes. My mother had told me that if one of their sons would die, she would never survive to it. So I couldn't give them up for her. I think that's the reason it pushes you, and the importance of the family and how the way you were raised. And I said, Mama, I'm not going to give up. And that was a driving force. Of course, I had my girlfriend, but I thought my girlfriend would get some other guy. But you cannot get rid of your mothers, you know. They are always there. You cannot divorce from your mother. No, mothers.
Mum's voice. Mum's voice was there. Months without food. It's well documented that sadly you had to, in order to exist, you had to eat the people that had died. But it's that way of, the way that you came to terms with that, it was like they gave up their lives so that you could live.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you were living for them.
Yes, and also people think that we were safe because we used the bodies of our dead friends, and we were safe because we were a team, and we were working together, and that's a teamwork. And that's not the most important part of the story. It's incredible that having to eat the dead bodies was considered so important by the world, but we only bought time. We had to wait for springtime to come, and then so we were able to walk out.
You say we were able to walk out. It was that was one of the most dangerous things that you had to do. I mean, that was a remarkable achievement that you managed to get down that mountainside. Because even with the best of equipment, that still would have been so tough.
Yeah, some people say we saved ourselves because we didn't know about it. And because when we were sliding down the mountains and you were sliding like 300 or 400 meters, and then you had to move aside because an avalanche of snow was coming, I was thinking, this is dementia, this is not happening. I want to go home, but I couldn't go home because home was ahead.
Yeah.
I couldn't go backwards.
And you knew you would obviously, it wasn't just yourselves you were saving, it was the people that you had to leave behind, the survivors you had to leave behind. So you're trying to get safe for them. The bond that you must have, all of you, must be so strong. Like every family.
Yeah. I mean, 40 years have gone by. Some of us are very old, some are more cranky. And we also live in the same neighborhoods with the families of the ones that died.
Yeah.
They were very supportive to us. My kids went to school with the nieces and nephews of my friends that died. So it's an incredible experience about family experience. How important is the family, how important are the mothers, and how important is to support each other. I think
very much so.
We live in a world that we are very disconnected, and this doesn't make people raise hell.
No, that's true. And you talked about your girlfriend, who, of course, you got together when you were 14, and you're still together now. And she always thought that you were alive. She never gave up hope.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's any normal couple getting ready to get divorced every week. Yeah. That's what keeps it vital. And we have our kids now, they are grown-ups, and they give me a hard time. They say, no, today is not Daddy at home. Today is the hero of the Andes. You cannot speak to him, he knows everything. And they say, I think, Daddy, we portrayed you better than what you are. I say, come on, don't be respectful. What kind of son are you? But
you've got 3 children. That would never have happened had you expired up in the mountains. You've got an amazing career as a surgeon, looking after babies and children in particular. What was it about wanting to work with children that was so important?
When I wrote the book, I realized that I was saving survivors, like I was saving, and instead of the screen and the window of the plane, I was looking through the echo machine and say, hey, little baby, you're going to survive. I don't care you have half of your heart. I know what is to be there, and your mother is going to smile with us, and we're going to dance together. Now these kids are 15, 18 years old, and it's so grateful. It's like getting out of the Andes again. And this is what the book is portrayed about this kind of life relation.
Well, exactly, because I mean, do you find that you live every single day to the full? You know how a lot of people, they say to you, seize the day. Are you very much like that because of what happened to you?
Well, there's a pillow that tells you if you had a good day or a bad day. He would tell you, and if it was a bad day, well, maybe tomorrow make it a better day. And if it was good, you say, thanks God, I have more than what I need, and I do lots less than what I can. And I'm not going to wait for my plane to crash again to realize how much life is given to us. We don't really understand that.
You've had an absolutely remarkable life. You really have. I mean, obviously, this is the incident that people will focus on. But after that, you know, a lot of people, I just find it remarkable how you've managed to not just rebuild your life, you've had an incredibly successful and fulfilling life as well.
Well, I was lucky enough to meet great professors of medicine. Michael Tyne, and he's going to be 82 today. He went to South America. I brought him the story of Alive, and he gave me the story of medical cardiology in England, Great Ormond Street. I was invited by Alan Goldman and Bob Anderson and Martin Elliott, and all these great heroes of mine helped us in medicine. So I got the level of medicine better in Uruguay thanks to the support of lots of people around the world, because you must use what you have. If you're Lorraine show, you go and visit someone and he will receive you because you're on the show. Well, I'm a survivor, and this is what I have to share with you. And we must learn to do that, because everyone has our own story that is fascinating.
Well, your story is fascinating and the book is remarkable. It's out now. It's called I Had to Survive. I'm so glad that you did, Roberto. It's an honour to meet you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Hope to have you in Uruguay someday.
Oh, I'd love to. That's on my wish list.
And everyone, come on. My house is open. We put an extra potato in the stew and you're all invited there.
Excellent.